In this video, we can learn the machine-independent macroprocessor features. There are 4 machine-independent macroprocessor features: concatenation of macro parameters, generation of unique labels, conditional macro expansion, and keyword macro parameters. So the first machine-independent feature is the concatenation of macro parameters. So most of the macroprocessor allows parameters to be concatenated with other character strings. So concatenation means joining of the macro parameters. Parameters, we already know that it's the arguments. Macro is similar to function, so it has parameters. So those parameters, how to do the concatenation of those parameters and what is the advantage of doing that. So for example, we can consider these parameters, these arguments, xa1, xa2, xa3. So first time, for example, if I call a macro, I have passed these arguments, xa1, xa2, xa3. And the next time I need to pass these arguments, xb1, xb2, xb3, etc. So we can find a similar pattern in these set of arguments, xa1, xa2, xa3, and xb1, xb2, xb3. This set of arguments differs only in the middle character. So here it is A. So here the middle character is B. So instead of passing all these arguments, only the middle character we can pass and concatenate this middle character with X and this 1. So we can reduce the number of arguments or parameters in a macro invocation. We can see this example. So every parameter, we already know that it should proceed with this ampersand symbol. So this is the macro name sum. So this is the definition of the macro ampersand id. So this is only the middle character we are passing, ampersand id. So this middle character is concatenated with this x. So x ampersand id, and it should also be concatenated with this 1. So concatenation operator used here is the arrow mark symbol. So x ampersand id arrow mark then 1, then x ampersand id arrow mark 2, x ampersand id arrow mark 3, x ampersand id arrow mark this s, then mend. So this is the definition is given like this. In the definition, the concatenation is done. So only one parameter we need to pass. Other parameters are generated here. So consider we can this macro call. So sum, only this middle character we have passed A. Sum A. So A will be given to this id. So this becomes xa1, xa2, xa3, xas. So that is written over here. And if I call the macro sum with another parameter beta, then this id will be replaced by beta. So x beta 1, x beta 2, x beta 3, x beta s. So the advantage here is only one argument we need to pass. So this we can do like this only if the parameters are following a particular pattern. If a macro definition contains labels, then whenever this macro is called and expanded, these labels also get repeated. For example, in the definition of a macro, there is a label called a loop. So first time it is called and expanded, that label comes there. It has an address also. And again, second time this macro is called and getting expanded, then again that label loop comes there. So this label name gets repeated and the same label has different addresses. So there should be some method to generate unique labels. So for that purpose, we can attach a counter with the label. For example, if I put like loop 1 and next time when it is macro is called, it is loop 2 means we can create unique labels. Similar to that, here we are using an alphanumeric counter. So every label will be preceded by dollar symbol, and when it gets expanded, an alphanumeric symbol will be attached to this label. We can use the technique of generating unique labels for every macro invocation and expansion. During macro expansion, each dollar will be replaced with $XX, where XX is a 2-character alphanumeric counter of the number of macro instruction expansion. So this XX, it is A, B, AC, A, D, AE, etc. up to AZ. And next time it will be, after AZ, it is BA, BB, BC, etc. We can see an example. So this is the definition of the macro rdbuff macro, and these are the parameters. And here two labels are there, dollar loop and dollar exit. So the label is preceded with the symbol $. See this macro call or macro invocation rdbuff, and these are the actual parameters f1 buffer length. So when this gets expanded, this dollar symbol that will be replaced by $AA loop and then $AA exit. When next time this macro is called, this loop will be having the name $AB loop, then $AB exit. So we can generate unique labels. These two labels are now different. Next machine independent feature is conditional macro expansion. So how can we provide conditions? So using if else conditional statements and loop. So here we are using one loop, the while loop. We can modify the sequence of statements generated for a macro expansion depending on conditions. Consider the example for the if statement. So this is the definition of the macro rdbuff macro ampersand input device buffer address record length ampersand EOR end of record. So end of record means when we have to stop the input. Then max length, maximum length. So end this if then condition here is ampersand EOR not equal to this blank space. NE means not equal to. Then if the condition is true, then the statement gets executed. Ampersand EORCK set 1. So here we see this ampersand EORCK. EORCK is not a parameter of the macro. So it's a different variable and it is preceded by ampersand symbol. So such variables are known as macro time variable. This is similar to local variables in functions. So ampersand EORCK set 1. That means it is equal to 1. Then end if. So if condition and then statements, then end if. The macroprocessor directive is set. The statement assigns a value 1 and ampersand EORCK and to ampersand EORCK, and ampersand EORCK is known as macro time variable. A macro time variable is used to store working values during the macro expansion. Any symbol that begins with ampersand and that is not a macro parameter is assumed to be a macro time variable. All such variables are initialized to a value 0. So here ampersand EORCK is a macro time variable. How come we know that? Because it is preceded by ampersand symbol and it is not part of this parameters of the macro. Implementation of conditional macro expansion. All these macro time variables are stored in a symbol table which contains the symbol name and the values, working values of the macro time variables. The table is used to look up the current value of the variable. And testing of the Boolean expression in if statement, this is done during macro expansion. By the time the program is assembled, all such decisions are made and conditional macro instructions directives are removed. So this assembler cannot see this if statements. It is already the conditions are checked and expanded during the macro expansion. If statements are different from compare statements, which test data values during program expansion. Example for while loop. rdbuff macro. These are the parameters and this is the definition of the rdbuff macro. So here while loop is used here. So these are the parameters: input device, buffer address, record length, and end of record. So here end of record is not a single variable, it is an array or a list. So here for these three numbers, I have to consider as end of record. So if I press 0, 0, that means I have to stop the input. 0, 3 also I have to stop the input. 0, 4 also end of record I have to consider. So here this is again is a macro time variable because it is preceded by ampersand symbol and it's not there in the parameter list. So this variable is end of record counter. That is how many this used to how many values are there in this list, ampersand EOR. So percentage n items is a function used to count the number of values in this array. So percentage n items, in this example it is 3, number of items is 3. So ampersand this counter value will be 3. So here after that some statements are there and then here I have used the while loop. While this counter, LE means less than, counter less than this value, ampersand EORCT. Here in this case it is 3. If the counter is initialized to 1, if it is less than 3, then compare, you have to compare whether this end of character is reached, end of record is reached. So compare this value. with the accumulator value. What is this value? This is a hexadecimal value, so it is preceded with the symbol X. 0000 ampersand EOR ampersand counter. So counter, now the value of the counter is 1. So from this array, it is indexed the first value. First value is 00. So this becomes this one. Compare this value X, 6 zeros. This compared with the value in the accumulator. So the expansion of this is given here. Accumulator equal to means it is going to exit, then counter set to counter is incremented, then NW. So here this shows the while loop. So this while loop example also we had to write for the conditional macro expansion. So while this counter less than ampersand EOR-CT means end of record counter, that is percentage n items of ampersand EOR. So here ampersand EOR is an array, or it is considered as a list of values is given, and the count of that value is stored in this variable, and for all those values it is this checking is done. So that is about the while loop. In the example, the programmer can specify a list of end of record characters. So these are the 0, 0, 0, 3, 0, 4 corresponding to the parameter ampersand EOR. So it is an array. Any one of these characters is to be considered as end of record. The while statement specifies that the following lines until the next NW, N while, are to be generated repeatedly. Because loop means it is generated repeatedly as long as the condition is true. The testing of this condition and the looping, again this also done during the expansion of the macro. The conditions do not contain any runtime values. Percentage n items. It's a macro processor function that returns as its value the number of members in the list or the array. So here this value is 3. The value of ampersand counter is used as a subscript of this array. Ampersand EOR of ampersand counter takes the value 000304. Then implementation of this while loop. When a while statement is encountered during a macro expansion, first the condition is evaluated. If the value is false, the macro process skips the code in def tab until it finds a NW and then resumes normal macro expansion. So these are done during expansion, not at runtime. Keyword macro parameters, which means attaching a keyword with each macro parameter. All the macro instruction definitions used positional parameters. So consider this macro gener, which has 10 parameters. See this one, gener 10 parameters. But in a particular call of the macro, if I want to pass only the third parameter and ninth parameter, but still I have to keep all the parameters as blank by putting commas, because this is the third parameter, direct is the third parameter and 3 is the ninth parameter. So to identify that other parameters with commas I have to include, but there are no parameters, but still I have to keep this commas. So this one is error prone and it is difficult also. So to avoid this, we can associate each parameter with a keyword. For example, if the third parameter indicates the type, then I can write type equal to direct. So what is the third parameter? This is type equal to direct. And this ninth parameter, if it is channel, means channel equal to 3. So these two parameters I have passed and I can avoid this commas. So see this example, definition of rdbuf macro. rdbuf macro. So these are the parameters. So each parameter is associated with a keyword. So first parameter, that is input device. Second parameter means this is buffer address. So first parameter also default value is also given here. Then third parameter is the record length, and fourth parameter is the end of record. For that also default value is given, and next parameter is the maximum length. Then that is also default value is given here. So when I call this macro, whatever parameters I want to pass, only that parameters I need to write. For example, I want to this parameter buffer address and record length only I want to pass. So I can write this buffer address equal to buffer, record length equal to length. Some variable names I can give. So that is about keyword macro parameters. With macro parameters, these are the macro parameters I am attaching the keyword. So in keyword macro parameters, each argument value is written with a keyword that names the corresponding parameter. Arguments may appear in any order. So here order is not significant. Null arguments no longer need to be used. It is easier to read and much less error prone than the positional method. Thank you.